Hello everybody, welcome back to another CEDH gameplay video. I'm Hay, thank you for joining me today. We have a fun game in store for you. We have a mirror match between two Kinnans and another mono green deck that I have never played against, and that is Shroofus Sproutsire. So, without further ado, let's get into the game. Going first is DZ Fresh, playing Kinnan Bonder Prodigy. Going second is myself. I am playing Urza, Lord High Artificer. Going third is Chaotic Amy, playing Shroofus Sproutsire. And then going fourth is Gala, playing Kinnan Border Prodigy.
Yeah,
Alright, any pre-games?
None here.
Alright, I'll start us off. Draw. I will play a Rejuvenating Springs. I will play a Chrome Mox, imprinting a Pact of Negation. I will then tap the Chrome Mox and the Rejuvenating Springs for a Kinnan, and I will pass turn.
Alright. Draw a card. Land for turn is a Depletion land. I'll play a Mox Diamond, discarding a Scalding Tarn, and I will pass.
There's the next turn. I will untap, upkeep, and draw a card. I'm going to play a Forest and cast a Lotus Petal. Then I'm gonna pass the turn.
untap, upkeep, draw. I'll play a Rejuvenating Spring and pass.
Hey, that's my turn. I'll untap, upkeep, draw. Tap 2 for a Thought Vessel. I don't really want to, but I'm going to play a Beseju Who Endures as my land per turn. Tap for 2 and a blue. Cast a Trophy Mage. I'm going to go get something that rhymes with Shmonlalt. Monolith. Move to combat and take 2 other Kinnan.
Wow.
There can only be one.
There can only be one. And that's commander damage. You better mark it. See you in 10 turns. Pass turn.
End step. I wanted to do this all along. Mystical Tutor. This Mystical Tutor was a good opportunity for me to find something that interacts with DZ's ability to go infinite on his next turn. I have a wheel in hand already that deals with that. So I had the option of finding a piece that can shut the Kinnan players down. I decided to go for Whir of Invention, which is an instant speed tutor an artifact from your library to the battlefield. And when I find the perfect moment to do that, I am going to spring the trap on one of these Kinnan players. So Whir of Invention will go on top of my library. And then we'll untap, we'll draw a card. I'm going to play a Minamo School at Water's Edge. And then I'm going to pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, and draw this card. I'm gonna play a Homeward Path. And I'll crack my pedal for a Shroofus. I will ship the turn there.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, draw. In the Forest. Tap 2 to cast a Green Sun Zenith for X equals 1.
And so Gala gave me the perfect opportunity to cast this Whir of Invention and the ability to go and instant speed put a Grafdigger's Cage into play. It stops the Green Sun Zenith. It also stops all of what Kinnan is trying to do. So being able to stop a spell from one of the Kinnan players and shut them both down was a great opportunity for me right here. Tap for 4. Cast the Whir of Invention. X equals 1.
I am passing on the Whir of Invention.
Pass. Yeah, Whir of Invention is good with me.
Okay.
Nasty ass Grafdiggers right there.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, Grafdiggers, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna get a delighted halfling. I have no
Yeah,
frame.
but two Kinnan players both get shut down by this card, so one of them's going for a win. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Alright, so Green Sun resolves.
Yep.
Shuffles back in.
Then what fizzles?
No, you
No.
still shuffle it back in.
You
Alright. I'll pass.
I will untap, upkeep, draw. I am going to go to combat, swing 4 at Urza,
Yeah, makes sense.
and I will pass turn.
Land for turn will be a City of Traders.
Yeah, you got mana.
I do. I'm gonna tap 2, 3, and 4 to cast my Urza. Urza brings a friend. It is currently a 3/3. Pass the turn.
Awesome. I will untap, upkeep, and draw for turn. I'm gonna move to combat and swing 1 at Gala.
Take it.
Awesome. I will make a Sapperling.
Untap, draw. Play City of Brass. I'll pass.
I will untap, upkeep, draw. Move to combat. Your Sapperling is just a 1/1, right?
Yeah, it's just a 1/1.
Cool. Take 4 damage.
Sure.
And I will pass turn.
Upkeep. Draw a card. I'm gonna pay 3 mana, 3 floating 1, play a Fairy Mastermind, and then tap that and that.
Smell
So I
a
have
wheel.
1, 2, 3, play a Windfall.
Yeah! Yeah! I don't know if you could hear my muttered, I smell a wheel.
Yeah, I guess. Get out my hand. I'll just cast a miscast.
That's counter it unless pay what?
You pay 3.
This goes away. I will pay 3.
Right.
Then I'll pass priority.
Once priority gets back to me, I will tap for a blue and give you an offer you can't refuse. Hey,
I
you
am
get
passing
2
on the offer.
treasures.
Okay. So the Windfall didn't go through here. It was a good combination of Gala and DZ to combine both their efforts to counter the spell. An offer you can't refuse is actually pretty good for Urza because it gives me 2 free mana rocks that I can tap for mana. But I did want to use that wheel to get the Basalt Monolith out of DZ's hand, and it looks like that's not going to happen, so we need to look out for that. Pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep. I have a trigger for Sylvan. I'm gonna take it, and then you will have a Fairy Mastermind trigger.
Heyo.
Yeah, I'll take 8. I'm gonna play a 3-tree city, naming Sapperling. Move to combat. DZ, I'm gonna send 2 1/1s at you. Combat damage, I will get 2 more Sapperlings. And then I have 7 in hand. I think I'm just gonna pass the turn there.
Untap, draw. Play
These are
Emergent
not
Zone. Cast a copy enchantment. If that resolves, I'll copy Sylvan and I'll pass with 1 mana.
Untap, upkeep, draw. I will move to combat. Kinnan at my fellow Kinnan.
Yep.
And I'm going to send Trophy Mage over at Shroofus. Alright, cool. You each take 2.
Yep.
And I will pass my turn.
I'll draw a card. Let's pay 2, 3, 4, 5. Activate Urza. Shuffle and see what the top card of my library is. And then I will reveal a mana ball.
Woo!
I'm going to
Yeah,
play
yeah.
that for free. 3, 4, 5. And do it again.
I'm gonna respond to the activation.
Okay.
I'm gonna float 4, and I'm gonna spend 1 green on a worldly tutor. I'm gonna find this Ruxa Patient Professor. First ability does not matter on him. The part that matters is creatures I control with no abilities get +1/+1. And I may have creatures I control with no abilities assign their combat damage as though they were not blocked. He will go on top, and then I'm going to pay 2 for this Disruptor Flute. It is a flash artifact that says, when it enters, choose a card name. Spells with the chosen name cost 3 more to cast. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name cannot be activated unless they are mana abilities. Yeah, I'll name Urza.
Disruptor Flute was a great play here. It shuts down my entire deck. I am currently shutting down both the Kinnan's decks, so currently everyone is locked down except for Shroofus, and Shroofus just goes to combat every turn, and they put a Ruxa on the top of their library to make combat even better for them. So I have a feeling that they are going to take this game and run with it.
It does, yes. You still do get the activation.
Yeah. So let's see. There's a hydroelectric specimen. No abilities for it to target when it enters, but I'm going to play it anyway. I'll pass.
I will untap, upkeep, draw with Sylvan. You get your draw. I'm just gonna take 4. Play this Forest and cast a Ruxa. I'm gonna move to combat. DZ, you have 3 2/2s and a 1/1 Shroofus coming at you.
I will declare no blocks. So I take 7 in total, or are you gonna buff them?
No, I'm gonna cast a Might of the Masses targeting Shroofus.
Whoa.
He gets +1/+1 for each creature I control until end of turn.
So you are gonna pump them.
I am going to pump specifically Shroofus, yes.
Okay, so just give me the total damage.
You'll be taking 12, and 6 of it will be
Okay.
commander damage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make 12 Saprolings and then pass the turn.
Shroofus made another 12 Saprolings on combat here. So next turn, it's looking like it's getting close to lethal for at least one of us. And then the snowball is just going to keep going, and it's going to get worse and worse unless we can deal with this. But we are running out of time very quickly.
Untap. Sylvan trigger. I'll take 4. Tap to cast a Moonsilver Key. I'll pass.
Except for keep draw. Tap for 2 mana. Cast a Felwar Stone.
Just because I hate having it sit in my hand, I might cast it right now. I'm gonna pay a blue.
Strict
Oh,
Serenade. You're countering my Felwar Stone.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm good with it.
Yeah, I can't even be mad about that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like
You get a 2/2.
I will pass it.
Go to my turn. 3 mana. Cast a Rings of Bright Hearth. I will then pass the turn.
I will untap, upkeep, draw 3.
I'll draw 1.
I'll take 4, and I'll leave the other one on top. I'm gonna float a little bit of mana here. There we go. 16 green mana. That's all. We're gonna spend 2, and we're gonna cast an Andril Narsil Reforged. This goofy little artifact equipment as a 2-drop with Ascend. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. If you have the city's blessing, put 2 1/1 counters on each of those creatures
That's
instead.
just the game over right there, I think.
Take 1. Cast a Force of Will, pitching Hallbreaker Horror.
Ooh.
Oof. Yeah, that's
That's a
rough.
rough pitch.
Sure. This will be countered. I'm gonna spend 4 mana and cast a Roaming Throne. I'm gonna spend 3 mana and cast a Beastmaster's Ascension.
As long as Beast was
This is the game. This is the game.
I have a way to stop Beastmasters. Someone's dying here pretty soon either way, but I will go ahead and Force of Will, pitching a Colossal Sky Turtle.
Fine by me. I'm gonna spend 3 mana on a Bridgeworks battle targeting this Saproling. Get +2/+2 and then fight a creature I don't control. The Saproling will fight the Fairy Mastermind.
I would like to activate Fairy
Activating
Mastermind.
Fairy Mastermind for sure.
Let's
And then
go.
pay 2 to copy the ability.
Okay, we're all drawing 2.
Yeah. So I draw 2, and then I'll draw 2 more because 2 other players hit their second.
Yep.
So this sapling will become a 4/4 and then fight. Yep. That's until end of turn. I'm gonna play this Gaia's Cradle.
Nice.
Gross.
I think I'm
And
just dead,
then-
everybody.
I'm gonna spend 2 of my floating and cast an Echoing Courage on a sapling.
What is that?
So
Creature-
Echoing Courage says target creature and all other creatures with the same name as that creature get +2/+2 until end of turn.
I'll tap for blue and cast a Dispel.
Yeah, that's a counterspell.
Yeah.
We're still
sure.
alive.
Yeah, so I have 12 tutus. Let's use those. I'm gonna send 26 damage at DZ, and then a 1/1 and a 4/4 at Gala. And then hey, I'm gonna send a 4/4 and a 2/2 at you.
Just to make a statement, I'm double blocking your 2/2 with 2 1/4s.
Okay,
DZ,
then I will block a 2/2 with
No.
a bird.
DZ, no matter who you block, you're dying.
Unless you have a removal spell.
Then I will behold a Nyx Bloom Ancient and then die.
And how much am I taking? Your commander and the bear?
Yeah. So 33 total damage. Okay, I'm gonna make 64 sapperlings. And yeah, I'm gonna pass turn.
That was an endless barrage of game-ending spells right there. And if we didn't have exactly enough counterspells for that, the game was just over. But luckily we were able to deal with each one of those problems, so we all survived for now except for DZ, who unfortunately got ran over by sapperlings. Now it's up to me and Gala to figure out how to deal with this.
In your end step, I like to tap City of Brass for 1 to crack Moonsilver Key. Reveal it, put it in my hand, I'll shuffle. Alright,
You
I'll
know-
draw for 3 for Sylvan.
Only taking 4.
Bold.
Yeah.
Bold when this is the turn that the game ends.
Mana Confluence. I guess I can cast Kinnan and
Yeah.
then cast Basalt. I can present enough mana to cast a Wandering Archaic. Actually, wait, what's the backside? Hold on.
3 mana. Each player looks at the top 5
Yeah.
cards of their libraries, reveals a land and/or instant or sorcery card from among them, puts the cards they revealed this way into their hand, and the rest on bottom in a random order. Each player gains 3 life.
Instant or
Yeah, I'll
sorceries.
cast the for 3 mana, cast the sorcery part of Wandering Archaic.
Okay.
Each player
Yeah.
looks at the top 5. Yep. I got a Talon Gates of Madara that I'm going to reveal.
Okay, well, I have Command Tower and Rapid Hybridization.
I'm revealing a Prismatic Vista and a Fierce Guardianship.
That's it. I don't have anything else.
Go to my turn. So I'm gonna tap this for 2. I'm gonna play a land finally. It's an island. Say goodbye. I'm gonna
A lot of mana.
tap for 7. Cast a Hullbreaker Horror. I would like to cast a Mox Opal. Trigger Hullbreaker Horror to bounce the Displacer Flute.
I'm going to respond.
Sure.
I'm gonna add a little bit of mana,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna put this Talon Gates of Madara into play. I will phase out Hullbreaker Horror. I'll have 70 something floating.
I should have paid a little bit more attention. That'll go away. Get phased out.
Pick this up.
I'm gonna play a Tormod's Crypt.
I'm gonna cast this again, but sorry, I'm gonna name something else. I think I'm gonna name Fierce.
I am super surprised and super happy that Displacer Flute did not name Urza. That gives me a window of opportunity to try to go for a win. Let's just see what we can do.
Yeah, not Urza.
Let's pay 2. I would like to cast a Transmute Artifact. Sacrifice. I'm going to sacrifice a Rings of Bright Hearth. Okay, so then we're going to go for a card called Isochron Scepter. I would like
Damn.
to respond to that and transmute the Muddle the Mixture.
You can transmute only as a sorcery.
Darn. I always forget
Yeah.
it's sorcery speed. I thought I was being cute and responding to the imprint trigger, but I was not. Looks like I'm going to have to just save the game.
So you're finding something other than Isochron?
No, Isochron hit the field because I said I was responding to the imprint trigger. I was dumb. So I have to find an instant or sorcery that costs 2. Oh, it says you may. I'm not going to. Well, I messed up in multiple ways right here. First of all, being that Muddle the Mixture Transmute is at sorcery, and I always forget that. So if I wanted to go with that route, I could have muddled the mixture first and then cast a transmute artifact to put the Isochron Scepter into play. Even before that, what I could have done is instead of getting the Isochron Scepter and the Dramatic Reversal, I already had the Rings of Brighthearth on the battlefield. I could have sacrificed a different artifact to get a Basalt Monolith, and then I have infinite mana that way to activate Urza. But I was very tunnel visioned on the Isochron Scepter, and I made many, many misplays at this turn, and it cost me dearly. I think we're going to do X is 0, play an Engineered Explosives. Sunburst has 0 counters on it because I paid 0 mana, 0 colored mana to cast it. And then I can pay 2 to sacrifice it and destroy each non-land permanent with mana value 0.
Damn, yeah, that does it.
I'm gonna pay a blue and cast a Mystic Remora. This does hurt.
I'm assuming you're cracking the engineered.
I'll wait till you go to combat because
So
you might have shenanigans.
Go to mine then.
Yeah, I'll pass turn.
Untap.
I can't believe I messed that up. I should have done Muddle the Mixture first.
Draw these 3 cards. I'm gonna put 1 back and I'll take 4. I'm gonna tap for a lot. I'm going to cast Utopia Mycon. The Mycon text doesn't really matter. I can sacrifice a Sapperling to add 1 green mana or 1 mana of any color. And then I will use the rest that I have floating currently, and I'm gonna cast a Defense of the Heart. Beginning of my upkeep, if an opponent controls 3 or more creatures, sacrifice Defense of the Heart, search my library for up to 2 creature cards, put those cards on the battlefield, then shuffle. And what all creatures do you have there, Hey?
I have a Construct, Urza, and Hydroelectric Specimen.
I'm going to move to combat.
Sure.
I will swing 32 Sapperlings at both of you, and a Roaming Throne and a Ruxa at Gala.
Okay, I feel like there's shenanigans abound, but I will tap for 1, tap for 2, sacrifice Engineered Explosives, putting the ability on the stack. I'm going to float a blue. The Engineered Explosives was basically a backup for not dying, because it will get rid of all of the saplings, and we're kind of safe for a turn or two. It would have been nice to just win the game, but me messing it up, I had to fall back on the backup plan.
Sure. I'm passing on it.
Yeah, no response to Engineered Explosives.
Okay, all 0 CMC non-land permanents.
Okay, yeah. All my stuff gets destroyed. Are you blocking Gala?
How much is damage on board right now?
You have 2 4/4s coming at you.
If I don't block, I'll somehow die either way.
I don't think so.
I can't kill you this turn.
Then I'll take 8.
So I will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more Sapperlings. Yeah, I'll pass.
Untap. Sylvan Trigger 3. I will take 4. I guess I can play a land for turn. So I'd like to present Infinite Basalt untap triggers, or I'll do 1.
Yep.
Okay, Infinite Colorless, 6 mana.
I think that if you can see the win in your hand, then go for it. But
No win.
don't,
I can take out Hay, but that wouldn't do anything because you just went. So yeah, like I would Rapid Hybridize, play Endurance, and then cast Finale. That'd be exact same mana. And then would swing at Hay, but there's literally no point in doing any of that because I would just pass and you just swing at me and I die. So what to do?
I think that your thing here is wait and see if Hayes can find a board wipe.
Okay,
if
then
Hayes finds a way to
I have
chew through
4
the deck,
mana available? That's awful. I had so much last turn.
Okay, well, I'll use one of my 2 of my infinite mana and then blue to cast a Rhystic Study.
Nice.
And then Mystic, I'll pay for it. Yeah.
Copy that.
I'll cast a Mirror Maid. Targeting Remora. Yep. And with that, I will pass.
So, playing the Rhystic Study and the Mystic Remora on Gala's turn was very smart, knowing that Hullbreaker Horror was going to come back and that I would try to go for a win. I will find it very difficult to go for a win when my opponent is drawing cards for every spell that I cast from Hullbreaker Horror, and I don't have the ability to stop it very easily. So he's putting me in a tough position. Comes back in, untap, upkeep. Let's say goodbye to the fish. Draw a card. Yeah, let's play an island. Cast a Solve the Equation.
I'll draw for Mystic.
Oh, I have a thing as well after you draw.
Okay. I'll draw.
Yeah.
Hullbreaker back on the stack.
I do
no
want
response
to
Hullbreaker.
target Mana Vault. Okay. Solve the equation. Search the library for an instant or sorcery card. Let's say into the Flood Maw. This goes to my hand. I will pay 1 mana for a Mana Vault. You get to
Rhystic
draw
Mystic.
2 because I have no more mana.
Draw 2.
What are you targeting?
Yeah, this is the problem because if I target this, we all die. I'm gonna target the Isochron Scepter.
I don't know that you can combo through them both, is the only issue.
I'll be able to remove 1. Tap Mana Vault for 3. Cast Isochron Scepter. The Hullbreaker Horror will
So I'll draw-
target the Mystic Remora.
My Mirror Maid, right?
Yes.
In response, I'd like to tap Assault Monolith.
You get produce
I'd
your
like
infinite colors.
Present infinite colorless. I'd like to put a Crack Emergence Zone on the stack.
Everyone is so close to winning this
It-
game. In a tournament, I think this would be a draw scenario.
I'd actually like to respond. I'd like to tap for green, cast a Veil of Summer.
That gives your stuff hexproof.
I'll draw a card since you casted a Salt Equation. It's a blue spell.
Yes.
Then I only have 1 colored mana, and I have not drawn any rocks.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot win through him drawing both of his
But
off of
I
both of his.
also cannot win until I somehow draw removal for Grafdiggers.
I can also show my hand here. I have a Cord and a Green Suns in my hand,
Mhm.
so as soon as Grafdiggers goes away, I'm
Yeah,
cording.
yeah. And then as soon as that goes away, I'm casting a Finale. Oh, I can't even cast a Finale.
Yeah, you can't cast the Finale right now.
Nope.
So I think that my Cord over top, I go and I don't even know what I get. I think that I have an answer in here. I mean, this is last turn either way.
Yeah.
If I keep casting
You
spells,
can bounce.
the likelihood
Yeah.
of Kinnan drawing something to win goes up. And with the Mystic and Rhystic not being able to be removed, I no longer have an incentive to continue my Hullbreaker loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I would have bounced the Mystic Remora and then cast into the Flood Maw to bounce the Rhystic Study, I could go through a loop of casting this and this.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
now
which
that
goes
this stuff
positive
has
in mana.
hexproof, I don't have any incentive to do that. If we
can
want to
just-
just say the
yeah.
game ends in a draw,
I
'Cause-
believe this game
Yeah.
would end in a draw.
we are all
Yeah.
three like one weird card away from the
Yeah.
game ending in our favor.
Yeah, 4 cards deep, I have a Blasting Station.
This really all came down to the fact that I messed up.
Good game, guys.
Yeah.
That was a very good
Yeah.
game.
So we decided to end the game in a draw. Everyone was in a position where they could influence each other in order to win. I couldn't win without Gala winning on top of that. Gala couldn't push for a win without me going for anything. And if either one of us don't win on our turns, then Amy wins on their turn. So we all just collectively agreed that the game was a draw. Draws aren't the most incredible thing in the world, but sometimes that happens when games get like this. Either way, we all had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a great time watching. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.
Planeswalker, bring the storm!